Welcome back, everyone. This is part 2 to making hay. It is a hot one today. It is 90 degrees currently and still climbing. If you saw the last video, I got it all mowed and tedded out, and then it dried all day yesterday. And then I'm gonna go over now with the rake and rake it up, and probably wait a couple hours for the heat of the day to go by. And then come back this evening and start baling it. Probably won't finish, but I don't know. I'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna go get the rake hooked up, and yeah, we'll get to it. So I just made it to the field, and they're now calling for a bunch of pop-up thunderstorms. There's little pop-ups all around me right now. Part of me is questioning if I should even rake this field up. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's dry and dark green. Yeah, I can hear thunder right now. Part of me doesn't even want to start raking because I don't see a point. I see it as a waste of time if it's just going to get rained on. But at the same time, I mean, if it's raked, I feel like theoretically in my mind, being a tighter windrow would protect more of the hay from getting bleached out. Or it could all go around us, I don't know. But I don't know if you can see, or tell, but right up in there, it's getting dark. And kind of that way too. The sun's completely covered now. It was sunnier and snot earlier, but anyways, enough of blabbing. I'm gonna get to it. Probably help if I actually engage the gearbox. Well, it rained, so I'm stopped. Thankfully, it didn't rain enough to really hurt anything. It just kind of dampened the top of it, top of the windrows and top of the hay on the ground. But as you can see, the sun is shining now. Well, that looks kind of cool, the sky right there. But I'm probably done for the day. I want to let it fully dry out. Then I'll go back tomorrow morning and rake it and bale it, put it in the barn. So probably the rest of the day I'm just going to work on that barn floor, because the last thing I want to do is break through that with skid steer. I'm really hoping it's just this small section right here, because I really don't want to tear up the new plywood that I put down last year, because I got that thing is nailed down good. Because of the skid steer turns a lot right here, and I don't want it to rip up. So hopefully I don't have to pull that up, but if I do, it is what it is. So it was actually on the edge of what I repaired last year, or 2 years ago, whatever. That's all new wood that I've put in. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to save that sheet of plywood right here. It got cracked up and broke up a good bit as I was pulling it up. I'll probably be able to use it like over here. I could fill in over here on the edges, like cut it up and piece it together. But I'm not gonna put it right back here where it was, where I'm constantly driving over it. I'll just get a new one. But I just gotta get lumber now, so then I can fix it. We're back. Next day, it's all dried up now. Sun came out yesterday evening, and then the sun really hasn't been out that much today, but it's hot. So got this all raked up, and it's beautiful, bone dry. So I'm gonna get to it, start baling. Probably gonna take a couple hours to bale this, and then I'm not sure if I'm gonna get the bales home today. So I still gotta fix that hole in the floor in the barn. I went and got the materials this morning, so I'll probably work on that this evening, and then tomorrow I'll probably haul the bales home. But there she is in all her glory, so let's get to it. So I think I said either in the last video, I think it was in the last video, that this baler is kind of slow. I'm gonna walk you through like what I have to do. So the bale's full, there's a little stop icon right there when it's full. So I then have to pull this rope, which there's a little selector valve right there, which changes when I move the hydraulic lever, it changes from dumping the bale out to moving the twine arm. So now I just set it to move the arm to put the string on the bale. So then I reach down to this lever right here, and I'll push that one forward, and there's a little arm down there that moves, and then it goes across, and there's a string sticking out, and it catches on the bale, and then it starts wrapping on the bale. So then I wait for this. I go all the way across, and then I bring it back, and it'll go into this cutting mechanism. I gotta hold the camera, so I can't really do it right now. The arm goes back and push against a stopper, and that little stopper right there has an arm. There's a little stopper right there. And it has an arm that when the twine arm pushes it, there's linkage, and another piece comes up and cuts the twine. So then I go back and pull that other string again to change to the gate dump, and then I can dump the bale out. It works fine, but it's just very slow, and that's why I would like to soon upgrade to like a different kind of baler that's just faster, more efficient, runs better, just all that. So I got baling done. Didn't get much footage of that just because it's kind of awkward to mount the camera in the cab, because the place I mount it is like it's kind of like the latch for the back window. And since, as you saw, I had to have the back window open a lot, I couldn't really mount this on there. And then I mount outside, and it got covered in dust and disgusting. So I didn't get very much footage of that, but I got that baled. I went this morning and got some new wood to put down the barn floor. So I'm gonna go throw that out up in the barn now and start working on that. Okay, so went down the scariest staircase in the world and brought the cord up for the circular saw. Got my new boards, new plywood up here. And I'm gonna start busting this out. I'm gonna have to pull that one up, that square up, so I can put 1 and 2 new sheets of plywood down there. And then I'm gonna use that one. That one, like I said, and I think earlier this video, it got a little cracked up because I was getting impatient, was trying to pull it up and it started cracking. So I'm not going to put that right here, because right here is like right here and right here are like the main trail for the skid steer tires to come back here and stack hay. So yeah, so I'm gonna get to yanking. You know, it's kind of sad because I just put this in like 2 years ago, and I'm breaking it all right back out. So I clipped this one and cracked it, but the rest of it's good, so I can just slice it right here. So this is where I'm at. That's all I got left. There was a little bit more broke than I anticipated. I didn't measure anything. I just kind of eyeballed it and went to Lowe's and grabbed some wood. But there was a little bit more broken than I realized. When I walked over it, it would bow really bad. So that told me it was cracked underneath, and sure enough, when I hit them, they just shattered. But this is all I have left. These are 1x6s, and they're a little bit wider than the boards that were on here originally. These are just 2 cutoff pieces I have, and I was gonna nail them in right there, but it's kind of gapped, and I don't really like it. It's not right. And for no more than a board cost, I think I'm gonna go get a new 6-foot board. But these are 1x6s. I'm gonna get a 1x8. Because if I just put a little sliver down in there, there's not going to be any like structural support to it. Since it's so skinny, it's going to bow really bad, so it's really no point even doing that. So I'm going to get a 1x8 so it's wider, and then just kind of shave down the edge a little bit. so it'll fit down in there. But yeah, so this is what I got now. I'm out of wood. It's getting dark outside. Well, not really, but it's getting dark in the barn. So I'm gonna wrap this up for tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go grab a new board in the morning, fix that, and then throw the plywood down and call it a victory. So I will see you tomorrow. And we're back. Went and got this morning. A nice 1x8x6. And this, I'm gonna have to rip the sides down a little bit, but holy cow, I don't have to right there. I don't have to at all. It fits perfectly. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. Anywho, I'm just gonna rip that off, and that, wow, that fits in there perfectly. Was not expecting that. I know it's not like a full, like actual 8 inches wide, but I figured it'd be a little bit long. But awesome. So I'm gonna set you guys up and get back to work. That's beautiful. So I shaved down these 2 over there so I can fit that that new sheet in here. There we go. And there it is. It ain't the prettiest thing, but it's definitely fixed. It's definitely better than it was. That's what I had to do over here a couple years ago. These 2 actually, they broke and I had to put new sheets of plywood down, but it kind of extended more this way. And because the original pieces aren't in the best condition, so I just got a new sheet of plywood. So yeah, this is fixed and it's sturdy, so it's time to start filling the barn with hay. So my dad and Dale just left. They went to the field. My dad's in the service truck with 2 hay wagons, and then Dale took the 3020 with the spike on the front. Dale's gonna load the wagon, and then my dad's gonna bring him back here, hop out, and get in the Ford with the gooseneck, and go back over. And then while they're loading this trailer, I'll unload the wagons, and hopefully it should work out to where I'll be done unloading the wagons. I'll pull them up here out of the way, and then my dad will get back, go back there, park, hop in the wagons, and go, and just make a whole system. But I'm gonna go hop in the skid steer and wait for my dad to show up. And there we go. All the bales are back home in the barn. That's all the hay that I had mowed and down so far. I got 2 more fields but I'm not sure when I'm gonna do it, just because it's kind of been spotty right now with like pop-up thunderstorms and everything. That's all the content I have now for the hay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.